He has not once turned to look back, try to meet her where she's at. No. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Alicia here, and we are here to talk about the Ultimatum Season 3, Episode 8. Let's get into it, child. So the episode starts, it's 1 week until decision day. I see what Sandy means when she says they go through this toxic cycle of they'll argue, they'll say they love each other, and then they'll have like a day or two of happiness, bliss, whatever, and then it's right back to an argument, apologizing, like it's oof, oh nah again. Why are they still together? But as Sandy is saying this, the producers, the camera crew, I hope that they earn a good check, because the slow zoom in on Nick's face as Sandy is talking, he looks so disinterested, so disengaged in what she is saying, which is why I feel like he does not hear her when she talks. Sandy says that Nick says there's a lot about me that I don't like. He reminds me of Steven from this latest Love is Blind season, where he feels inadequate and so he goes out and he cheats. And he makes it so that his partner can catch him cheating, so that he can have this self-fulfilling prophecy of, see, I knew I wasn't good enough. I knew I wasn't deserving. That's an excuse. At your big age, almost 40 years old, that's an excuse. There's a lot about you that you don't like. Okay, what are you doing to mitigate that? What are you doing to change that? We pop over to Zaina and JR. She asks him to go deeper into his past, about like how growing up affected him, the way he did, all the stuff. And I'm like, did this never come up naturally in the 3 years y'all were together? Even though those are valid questions. But again, why have these never come up in the 3 years that y'all have been together? If your partner is chill and likes to coast in the relationship, and you know that you are a lover girl, a lover boy, you know you like to be in it and in it, having the deep conversations, having the romantic outings, you plan a romantic outing and then they plan a romantic outing. If you know that that's what you want, I need you to be so for real with yourself. JR and Zaina, I'm glad that they went on TV, because this is the perfect example of a lover girl being stuck and settling for the chill guy who just likes to coast in a relationship. He doesn't want to do too much, and it's clear that the affection is unbalanced. Okay, Zaina needs to leave. She needs to be 100% with herself and leave. JR's actions have told us he does not like her for real. JR's words have told us he doesn't like her for real, because he praises his trial wife that he's known for 3 weeks more than he praises his girlfriend of 3 years. That should be all that you need to know to get out of Dodge. But even now, every time he opens his mouth and says, yeah, I agree completely, you're a great human being, that's all he can say. Zaina will have these long, like, paragraph type things where she compliments like his intelligence, his integrity, his personality. She plans romantic dates for them, all this other stuff. We never see JR doing any of those things, because there is somebody out there for you. There is somebody out there who will see that effort and match, if not double it, for whatever reason. I'm not here to judge her. I'm just saying, if you want better, leave that relationship that's not serving you and go find better, because better is out there, I promise. Zaina needs to be 100% with herself and realize that JR does not like her and move on. But at the same time, the more we learn about JR, the more I can be empathetic and understanding of him. Just because I'm understanding of him, though, does not mean I agree with his actions, because I still feel like he's wasting Zaina's time for real. And I can appreciate that he recognizes how his upbringing has shaped him, but I need him to do some actual work now, because admitting that there is a problem is only the first step. And then JR is surprised. I don't know why. JR is the only one that's surprised that Zaina feels like she is chasing him. Of course she's chasing him, okay? This is Zaina. This is Porcupine. It's JR, right? JR will be walking, mind his business, not trying to do nothing for real, okay? Just trying to coast. Zaina is trying to give him all her love and affection. You see how she is running to catch up with him? Because she is planning the dates She is putting in the effort. She is telling him that his personality and everything else is great. You see how he's still up here? He has not once turned to look back, try to meet her where she's at. No. He is up here because he knows what? She will continue to chase him. A man will only do what you allow. Really, anybody. Anybody will do what you allow them to do. Zaina has allowed that man to get by with coasting for 3 years. Why would he want to switch it up now? We go over to Arya and Scotty. Guys, I didn't write a lot about them because at this point I'm tired. Truth is, I'm tired. Options of you. Like, why? At this point, why are they still together? Because in this scene he says he does recognize that she is speaking to him with more love. And then they argue about the physical touch again. Arya is getting frustrated to the point of tears because she knows that physical touch is something that she has to work on. But remember when she was with Caleb, they were doing small things where she felt more comfortable reciprocating the physical touch that he was giving her. She even said the way that you rub my hand with your thumb is soothing. When I see Arya and Scotty together, I'm not seeing where he's making it easier for her to do the small things, like maybe like hold his hand, hold his arm, rub his back. I'm not seeing it because every time they're together, Scotty opens his mouth and says something that makes Arya upset, and then he wants to look around crazy because he doesn't understand why she's upset. I can't stand people like that, because even in this conversation he's saying that she cannot take constructive criticism. It's not that she can't take constructive criticism, it's that he is accusatory. And then he always wants to paint a picture perfect rendition of his and Zaina's time together. Tell her the whole truth. Tell her how you talked to Zaina. Tell her how Zaina left. But no, he doesn't want to say any of that because it does not fit his narrative that he wants to push on Arya, because he's insecure about how fast Arya and Caleb, or how genuine Arya and Caleb connected. And then we pop over to Caleb and Mariah. They're starting to get on my nerves too because they're both insecure, but they're insecure about different things. But until they fix those insecurities, they will never be able to meet each other where they're at. Nick and Sandy go talk to Sandy's mom and her sister. First of all, why are they there? I haven't seen anybody else really go talk to their family after they're back with their original partners. Why are they there? But also it's hilarious because where the friend and all them at? Everybody who met JR? Why is it only Sandy's mom and sister that came to talk with Nick? Even though you could play reindeer games with somebody else, because Nick was racist and stereotypical when he talked about JR, because JR is a lot of things, but from what we've seen up until episode 8, he wasn't giving like player, he wasn't giving he gets all the girls, he's very swaggy and all this other stuff. Even though, side note, who still says swaggy? He was trying to paint JR in a very stereotypical racially charged light. Nick, instead of worrying about what JR may or may not have going on in his own life, you need to worry about what you definitely have going on in yours, because you so busy looking at JR, you can't look and see that Sandy is pulling away from you because of your own actions, because of your own behavior. He looks so miserable, he looks so uncomfortable sitting there talking to his family. Why is he there? He goes to the bathroom. Sandy confides in her mother and sister that she's trying to decide if he's the partner for her. The answer is no. We pop back over to Zaina and JR, and we see another example of Sandy doing all these things for JR, and it's not reciprocated. And then he says he feels sometimes that Zaina is more in love with him than he is with her. If a man ever tells you he feels like you are more in love with him than he is with you, that's a stop sign, okay? That's a red flag, that's a red light saying you need to leave. We pop over to Mariah and Caleb. They're fishing, and for the first time I said, oh, look at them, they're having fun. Just a little bit. They need to have more days like that, because the fishing trip was the first time I could actually see Mariah and Caleb as a couple. They need to have more days like that. And then Mariah brings something up, I don't remember what, but I'm just like, you couldn't wait till y'all got back to the apartment? Okay, we get back to Aria and Scotty, and for me, this was the last straw. This was the straw that broke the camel's back. So Aria is clearly making a joke. You can see that she's smiling. She has a joking tone to her voice. You know, she's talking about the paper towels. She says, you didn't see any more paper towels? You must not have been prepared for me when I came. Scotty immediately gets defensive, and he said, you must forget that I work all day. And Aria is like, I mean, we went to the store, we could have picked some up. You can see that, or you could hear, she's kind of confused, but she still doesn't think that it's a big deal. She thinks they're just talking. Scotty is taking it as an affront on his character, because she barely finishes speaking before immediately he's like, well, when did we go to the grocery store? When I was supposed to be working? Jeez. And then he goes on this rant that he feels like she doesn't think that he can be responsible with his stuff, but he's the head of his household because he's the only one living there. And so if he got to this point in his life, she should think that he's more responsible, and that he does not talk to her, or she does not talk to him with love and understanding, and that they never have any physical touch. They never touch. Like I said before, pull out your mouse tool camcorder, right? Because remember, previously he complimented her and said that he does recognize she is speaking to him with more love and affection. Now they're having an argument because he took something that she said the wrong way, and he's escalating it. Now all of a sudden he's saying that she never talks to him with love and affection. This is a prime example of weaponizing somebody's vulnerabilities and throwing it back in their face when the opportunity suits you. Zaina and Jenny to dinner is cute, but again, she's saying all these things and he's just sitting there like, yeah. Oh, sorry. She's saying all these things and he's like, yeah. Cool. That's great. Oh, I love how you showed up for me. I can feel like you look at me differently now. Yeah. Totally. You see how dead that sounds? I'm supposed to believe that he really liked this girl. He even says at the dinner that he took her for granted for those 3 years that they were together, and he's only now recognizing it. Crazy what can be accomplished in 3 weeks. I said, oh no. We pop back over to Nick and Sandy. Nick has his realization finally that he actually has to put in work to make a relationship work. That he's not perfect and he has a lot of inner work that he needs to do. And that he appreciates Sandy checking him on things. Again, he is almost 40. He should be checking himself. So the date on the lake also was the final straw for me for Nick. Because they go to the lake, right? Nick says, I know you don't like the lake, but I like it. So for some backstory, right? The date in and of itself is not a bad thing. But the backstory leading up to the date is what got on my nerves. So Nick was trying to say how he realizes that he hasn't been the best partner, and he's going to try to show up for Sandy more and try to do things for her more. So he plans the picnic or the lake date. They go to the lake, but the first things out of his mouth are, I got you some candles. Because he knows she likes candles, right? But he took her to the lake when he said, I know you don't like the lake. So if you are planning a date to try to show her that you were trying to show up more, why would you not plan a date with Sandy fully in mind? You could have done the second date on the lake. The first date, after you just said that you would do all these things to change, should have been a date that Sandy would very much so enjoy. Once again, I feel like Nick values his own comfort and his own needs above his partner. So even when he tries to do something nice for them, he's still going to prioritize his own wants and desires. And if you're always prioritizing your own wants and desires, it's no wonder that your partners always pull away. Because where are they in the consideration? Where are they? In 2 candles? Please. Alright, Scotty talked a bit in the bed. I'm over them, so I skipped it. Caleb and Mariah talk as they pack. Mariah's asking how life would be like once they're engaged, and Caleb is like, slowly roll. Who said we're getting engaged? Slowly roll. Because exactly, like, girl, y'all barely worked out the kinks in your relationships. Calm down. Zaina decorates the apartment for JR's birthday because they might not be together on his birthday. Once again, I'm irritated because I feel like if JR completely let his walls down and completely decides to be vulnerable, they could be something. But because JR does not want to do that, and because Zaina has let him get away with just coasting in the relationship for so long, there's no desire there to change. But why does Zaina want to get married to JR so badly that she's willing to overlook all of these red and yellow flags? Sandy and Nick talking about again. I skipped them because, again, don't like them for real. Scotty says sometimes he wonders if they can love each other in the way they both need. Honestly, I think the answer is no. And then Arya says she has to choose herself like he's choosing himself. I said yes. Because at this point, the relationship is not serving either of them. I think it would be better if they just go their separate ways and they find other people. Then we get Sandy and Nick first for Ultimatum Day. Nick seems to be looking forward to proposing to Sandy. Sandy reminisces on her time with JR. And then we get the montage of them in the car, driving to, the Ultimatum location. When Sandy gets out the car, she meets JR, and then we fade black. I said, oh, to my eyes, deceive me. So we're about to see what this Ultimatum Day looks like on episode 9. But thank y'all so much for watching. Let me know down in the comments what you think everybody will say. If you have already watched it, because I've already watched it. But if you've already watched it and you're all caught up, please no spoilers in the comments, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye, guys.